exhibit at the Viridian Gallery. It's called Conditions of the Spirit, and I'd like to show you around a bit. We'll start with the painting of Grover Cleveland Park, near where I live. I paint there frequently. I'm a recognizable person in town for this. This park was designed, as were all the parks in Essex County, by the Olmsted brothers, relatives of the Olmsted who designed Central Park. So we'll move around a bit. Another place that I've painted perhaps more than anywhere else is Keuka Lake, one of the Finger Lakes in New York. This is a larger painting of a stormy morning on the lake. And here we have a few other lake scenes, pond scenes, from a small pond in Medford, New Jersey. And I do some small imaginary landscapes and seascapes, and here are two of them. The top one is called Squall. The bottom one is called Inland Journey. I give them names when I do the imaginary ones. Most of my paintings don't really have names. The big oak tree in Grover Cleveland Park. And that's several times. The other place that I've gone to many times recently, over the last year, or last fall and end of last summer, is the Delaware Water Gap, which is between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Here you see Mount Tammany in New Jersey, Mount Mincy in Pennsylvania, from which I made the sketches that I brought this back to my studio and worked from. And of course, that's the Delaware River zipping through there. Here's a suite of my smaller paintings. On the left, on the top, is the Patterson Falls, painted from above the falls. You don't really see the water coming down. Below it is Swartzwood Lake, a lake in northern New Jersey, up in the hills, where I've painted some farms as well. The top two here are imaginary. I often find animals in my imaginary landscapes after I paint them. I don't know if you see any in that one. I do. This down here is in the Brandywine area outside Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. Now here's Keuka Lake on a morning that's not stormy, up above the vineyards. Keuka Lake, I think, has the most vineyards of the Finger Lakes, which is known for its mountains, of course. Some of the wine is very good. There's a building in Montclair near where I live. There's a garden in the back of a senior center with this sort of gateway to the parking lot, which is what you see in the background. Over here, we have, again, Mount Tammany from the Delaware Water Gap. Some smaller paintings. This one here is of a very special place in New Jersey called the Pine Barrens, which is a stretch along the coast of New Jersey that has soil only found elsewhere in Africa because of the plate tectonics. The vegetation is unlike anything else in New Jersey or maybe the world. There are what are called pygmy pines, very small pine trees, or stunted pine trees, strange shapes. This is a cranberry bog. The area is known for its cranberries. Over here is a picture of a farm in Newton, New Jersey, up by Swartzwood Lake, which we saw before. And there is Grover Cleveland Park again. It's a beautiful park with a series of glades. This one's called the Middle Glade. There was one before and after. Sort of a shotgun of glades down the road. Imaginary landscapes. A couple more park pictures here. The top one is Maplewood Memorial Park in New Jersey. The bottom one is the edge of a stream in Grover Cleveland Park. This one is sort of stands out in the paintings that are on exhibit, in that it's inspired by, but not a copy of, a large painting at the Met by Theodore Rousseau, who is a Barbizon painter, a large forest painting. I tried to capture sundown in the forest. People looked at this and said it looks like a campfire, which is fine with me. I'll finish up with a few more of the small paintings. These three on the left are imaginary landscapes. On the right, on the top, is a painting of a dream that I had, sort of half awake one morning after walking the dogs. The three of us fell back asleep on the living room floor, and I saw this, I think it looks like the Delaware Water Gap, in fact. I don't know what it was supposed to be. It was a dream. And finally, a small version of the large Keuka Lake that you saw earlier. What I do, somebody once asked me, how did you come up with your own unique style of painting, which is a true compliment, and my answer was by accident, which was not meant to be a joke. Every painting arrives from a variation along a wide scale of a certain process. When I paint outside, these two paintings were painted on site, as many of the mid-sized paintings were. I work in acrylic outside because it dries faster. You really can't tell if you look at one of my paintings whether it's acrylic or oil, because I use a heavy body acrylic and it's very thick. But these are done in an afternoon, or maybe a morning and an afternoon, and they're done very quickly, and they either work or they don't, and I don't know until like a day afterward. But it's a very direct approach. Now, I learned a lot about green over the last few years. I think the gallery I'm a member of has the right name.